Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got another action figure review for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at the brand new comic book series, Black Series Darth Maul Sith Apprentice. Now, I have been looking to get my hands on a Darth Maul for a long time, but the only one kind of available really, I mean, in the Black Series line definitely, is the OG one, and it just, for me, leaves a lot to be desired. I think that if it was, soft goods and stuff like that, it would have been much better. But when they announced this, I was all over it. He looks absolutely freaking awesome, so I can't wait to jump into it. So as always, do subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you won't miss any of the content to come, and leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. But we're going to jump into it, so let's get started with what comes in the box. So obviously that box straight off the bat is awesome. I have kept this box just because of the artwork. It looks fantastic. It's part of the reason I liked it, is that I loved that I was going to get a Darth Maul finally, get my hands on a version of a Darth Maul, and the fact that he's got, the top half is topless and you see his tattoos and stuff is awesome. I'm personally going to get an aftermarket soft goods cape for him just to complete him for me, but I have no problems with his look. I think he looks awesome. Like I said, with that original, I mean, it's cool that you had the two different heads, one hooded that you couldn't really move, but and then the other one not, and like his capes and stuff, but or rather his robes, but like them not being soft goods like at all kind of bothered me, just looking at them. And obviously them being older, the articulation is not great, but not to mention it's not easy to find one. But yeah, so the box on this is fantastic looking. Kind of looks like the comic, so I'm keeping that on the shelf. But in terms of what comes in the package, as always, so you are going to get, of course you're going to get Darth Maul's famous double-ended lightsaber. I remember the prequels coming out when I was a kid and me being obsessed with Darth Maul, just because we all had, me and my friends, we all had those, those plastic lightsabers that you would like flick real quick and they would, come out of the hilt, and having that, everybody wanted to be Darth Maul and have the double-ended lightsaber. So this is awesome. The detail on his hilt is fantastic. You've got all the different the red triggers. The silver sculpting is really nice. I like the colour. The red blades look fantastic. And of course, also they detach and become two. Look at Darth Maul just peering through there. He looks so menacing, which is very fitting considering Phantom Menace. So they come into two, which is awesome. He's got the clip so he can put them on the belt as one if he wants, and the blades do come out as always with the Black Series line. But that looks fantastic. I like that the peg on here has got a flat, if you can see it, it's got a flat end so that you can line up the buttons nice and simply. So that aside, moving on to Maul, this is the Sith Apprentice Maul, and I mean, just look at that head sculpt. He looks so cool. The head sculpt they've gone with, it is fantastic looking. The paint applications are brilliant too. I don't know which design they've chosen. I don't know if they made one from scratch or whatever, but I like that with this Darth Maul, we're getting really good details on the tattoos. You can see the horns are fantastic. The eyes look good, and you see the teeth. I mean, looking at this face sculpt, I mean, that looks fantastic. I would imagine that they've taken photoreal kind of scans of Ray Park. I love Ray Park, I think he's awesome, but I would imagine that there's some amount of just design on this, because he's so heavily painted and stuff like that, and he's meant to be this otherworldly creature. You can kind of design him a lot easier than you can doing like a real just head-to-head replica of a human face with no paint or anything like that. So because skin colouring is for one really difficult to nail, but I mean you can see his face, absolutely fantastic. He looks so menacing. To be honest, I think this is one of the best head sculpts I've seen in the Black Series line in terms of likeness to Darth Maul the character in live action, and just his other on-screen appearances in animated TV shows and stuff like that, and comic book appearances. But I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, moving on around his body, the tattoos and stuff like that, are fantastic. But that head sculpt, I mean, it's so good. His tattoos do run throughout his torso. and they look really, really good. The red and black is done well. It's not too light a red, and not too dark. I think what they've done is they've kind of they've matched the darkness of the head to the body really well, so that he's not mismatched. But the definition in his head is unbelievable to me, like the teeth, the eyes, the face in general, the horns, the ears, but then moving down to the torso, like obviously you're going to have the exposed joints, but you can't help that. But they've made it look really good actually. They've designed it in a way where the tattoos complement that and those shapes to kind of take your eye away from those being joints, if that makes sense. Moving down the figure, he's got his typical black kind of lower robes and trousers and black boots, quite chunky kind of legs, but looking awesome. Obviously he's absolutely ripped, so that's accurate. Yeah, he looks fantastic. What they've done with the sculpting is kind of made them split cape so that he can, still have his articulation. So in terms of design, he looks absolutely incredible. I mean, when you look at the Darth Maul from the comic book box, as well as just, if you watch any of the movies or see reference photos of Ray Park and that sort of stuff, he looks fantastic. They've nailed it. I really can't, sing highly enough praise on it. In terms of the actual paint application, it's fantastic. Like the tattoos are really well done. There's no bleeding and there's no kind of mismatch. They do look really good. So yeah, kudos to Hasbro on that. On that, and moving forward, I mean the articulation, like Darth Maul, we expect a lot from Darth Maul because he's such a an awesome character that is very agile, very acrobatic, and flips and tricks and all sorts of things, especially with that double-ended lightsaber. In terms of his boots, he's got a good range of motion in his feet. He's got a really good toe point, as you can see, decent toe point to the sky. His lower leg is a lot shorter than most figures, so he's got this double jointed leg, and as you can see, it's quite a chunky leg. But if you look at the proportions, like whereas a lot of the figures they have the knee in the middle, this would be the middle, so they've gone with the knee just below, but this obviously at the back, this is why the cape is split, so you can move him about, but you can tuck it, and he is double jointed, and that will go all the way up at the back with a double joint. And again, they've made it with the old school joints so that there's that kind of cover in the middle of the knees, but still, I mean, really good foot articulation. Obviously, as always, I'm gonna get that to focus for you. As always, got the rotating ankle, but double jointed in the knees, and then at the hips, really good split. He can come all the way up really well, actually past 90. Like really, like look at that. That's like a standing vertical split, which is really cool. So because of the range of motion in there, that's fantastic. So he will come pretty well out to the sides, come all the way up past 90 in the front. Sorry, if I can get that to focus for you. And then in the back again, so he can do lots of different kicks and stuff like that, and flips. So I'm really looking forward to using him for some toy photography. He's going to be fantastic. Come on. His face is unreal. I can't get over it. So in terms of the torso, the belt is sculpted and is a solid thing, but it does have some freedom. It's not completely glued to him or anything like that, so that's nice. The bottom of his torso, where his abs are, is set, and the top allows him to crunch, and he's got a pretty good crunch forward and nice bit of range of motion back, so that's really nice. And he doesn't have those horrible kind of joints in the middle that you see in the Marvel Legends line and stuff like that. I hate those. So it's hidden, which is really nice, so he can crunch. He's got a nice side to side, a really good side to side lean actually, and obviously he can swivel, which is good. In terms of the hands, God, my camera is struggling to focus at the moment. Has been lately. The hands will go 360 as normal, and they do have a little bit of a curl, which is good. Come on, Darth. So that's good. In terms of the elbow, he will get to 90, which is pretty good. And then at the arms and the shoulders, he does have the ability, you can see the joint there, he does have the ability to go completely round. Come on, what is going on? And then he does have a slight butterfly joint, as you can see. So that's good that he can come back, and again you can do it so he's kind of flexing and stuff like that, because he's got that range of motion there. God, why is it not why is it not focusing today? It's really annoying me. In terms of the head, he's got a dumbbell joint, so he's got really good looking down chin to chest, completely chin to chest. His neck actually does move with it as well. You can kind of see that the neck tucks. He's got really good look up, really good look down, completely 360 as normal, and then he does have the ability to tilt. So the head is fantastic. In terms of versatility, it's Darth Maul. You could put him anywhere. He looks absolutely incredible. I think in terms of, you know, photography purposes, for me especially, he is one of the most versatile characters because he's so hard to freaking kill for some reason. Well, we know the reasons, but he looks awesome. You could use him in any era realistically, and then you can take liberty, of course you can, but he'll look acrobatic and fantastic in any shot you want to do him in, either shots with Mandalorians, clones, stormtroopers, Jedi, Sith, anything. You know, you could do him with just general characters. You could do him with some Jawas or something, or bounty hunters or criminals or whatever. So in terms of shelf presence, he's going to have it all. He looks just so menacing, of course, with that head. But toy photography, he is a great pickup. I definitely think he's one not to be missed. In terms of an overall score, I really do like Maul. I think he's well up there. I mean, in terms of you know, what comes with him, you're not expecting much more than his double-ended lightsaber, but I do think a soft goods cape would have been nice to go on top of that. So I'm going to give him a 9. I do think he's awesome. I do love this figure, but a 10 would have been granted, I think, if he'd had that soft goods robe or cape. But I hope this has been informative, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do leave a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel as always. But I'm going to leave you with that one as always, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.